Okay, let's dive right into this. Welcome everyone to today's Explainer. We're going to be unpacking something that is fundamentally shifting how modern teams and, even individuals approach their daily grind. I mean, we live in an era where digital clutter is literally at an all-time high, right? We're constantly bouncing between dozens of tabs, losing files, and spending, honestly, half of our day just trying to organize the work we're supposed to be doing. But today, we're looking at a platform that promises to change all of that. We're talking about the AI workspace that actually works for you, rather than you just working in it. We're going to take our time today, really breaking down what this means, step by step, so you can see exactly how this technology is transforming everyday productivity.
So, let's start with the most obvious question. What exactly is Notion? I'll give you a second to think about your own answer. It's a word you hear thrown around everywhere, right? In coffee shops, by freelancers, in boardrooms, by executives, all over the internet. And I'd be willing to bet that if you ask 5 different people, you're going to get 5 completely different answers. It's kind of one of those things where everyone assumes they know exactly what it does. But the reality? Most people are completely wrong, or at least they're missing the much, much bigger picture.
Let's just clear the slate right now and look at what Notion is not. If you walk away with nothing else today, remember this. Notion is not just an AI chatbot that you ask to write a quick email. It's not a simple task tracker where you just blindly check off your daily to-do lists. And it is definitely not just a basic note-taking app where you jot down your grocery lists or meeting minutes. Look, if you're using the platform for just one of these isolated things, you are barely scratching the surface of its capabilities. We absolutely have to stop thinking of it as a single-use tool.
Section 1. The Ultimate Consolidated Workspace. Before we can even talk about the incredible AI features, we've got to reframe our understanding. This platform is designed to be a single, unified home for absolutely everything your team touches. And this brilliantly illustrates the pain of the old way. You know this pain. You're hunting for a file in your email, then checking a separate project management app to see when the deadline is, and then messaging a colleague on a completely different app to ask a question. It's scattered, it's disjointed, and honestly, it's exhausting. Now look at the Notion way. It brings all your team's knowledge, your ongoing projects, and your AI tools directly into one single cohesive place. You aren't constantly switching contexts or opening 15 different browser tabs just to finish a single assignment.
Now, to make that unified workspace happen, the platform relies on 3 basic building blocks. Let's look at this core foundation. First up, you have docs. These are beautifully simple but incredibly powerful documents where your work actually gets drafted and refined. Second, you have projects. The whole philosophy here is less time tracking and more actual progress. You aren't just moving cards around. The work and the tracking live in the exact same spot. And third, the knowledge base. This is your company's one source of truth. No more wondering where the company holiday schedule is or what the latest brand guidelines are. It's all centralized. So these are the basics, the sturdy foundation that makes the real magic we're about to discuss possible.
Section 2. Meet your virtual staff.
Now this is where things get truly fascinating. I want you to stop thinking about AI as just a text box and start thinking of it as a literal 24/7 team member. Just look at this definition of a custom agent, a tireless virtual colleague built directly into your workspace that captures knowledge, answers questions, and pushes projects forward while you sleep. Because this agent lives directly inside your company's knowledge base and project tracker, it already has all the context it needs. It doesn't need to be onboarded, it doesn't need a coffee break, and it certainly won't complain about Monday mornings. It just quietly and efficiently keeps the gears turning overnight.
Let's walk through what this night shift actually looks like in action. Imagine you close your laptop at 5 p.m. While you're resting, your virtual staff goes to work. Step 1. It automatically triages incoming product feedback, sorting it by priority and tagging the right developers. Step 2. It seamlessly resolves common support tickets directly in Slack, answering questions using your company's existing knowledge base. Step 3. It actively monitors and responds to initial security alerts way faster than a human could. And finally, Step 4. By the time your alarm goes off the next morning, it has completely automated and compiled your weekly reporting. Your plate is literally cleared of busy work before you even pour your morning coffee. Just take a moment to let that sink in. You assign the tasks, the Notion agent does the work. This is the ultimate paradigm shift in how we interact with software. We're no longer just using tools to do our work, we're managing agents who do the work for us. It's the closest thing to having a dedicated, highly competent, on-demand executive assistant that scales perfectly with your needs.
Let's move to and see how this builds into an entire digital workforce. You aren't just getting one generic AI, you're getting specialized employees. You have Q&A agents that instantly answer team questions by digging through past meeting notes and company wikis. You've got task routing agents that act like incredibly efficient middle managers. They look at incoming requests, prioritize them, and assign them to the right human entirely on their own. And you have reporting agents that summarize mountains of data and send perfectly formatted reports directly to your inbox. You are literally building an on-demand team.
Section 3. Real-world team savings.
Now, I know what some of you might be thinking right about now. What does this actually cost? Let's put our business hats on for a second. So, the crucial point is right here in the numbers. When you use the old way, you're paying a massive premium for a scattered tool stack. You might be paying $35 a user for a dedicated AI search tool, $20 a user for a standalone AI chatbot, and another $24 a user for a separate project management tool. But with the Notion consolidation, all of those capabilities are fundamentally included under one roof. For a small team of just 10 people, cutting out those disjointed subscriptions results in a tangible savings of $340 a month. That's over $4,000 a year saved simply by choosing a unified workspace that's actually more efficient anyway. And if you're wondering if this is just some grand experiment or a niche tool for tiny startups, the answer is a resounding no. Over 100 million users worldwide rely on this platform. To put that into perspective, it's been adopted by 62% of the Fortune 100 companies and over 50% of Y Combinator startups. The fastest-moving, most innovative teams on the planet are already leveraging this consolidated power to outpace their competition. To prove how accessible this is, just look at this quote straight from the source material. Agents get created in 3 minutes between meetings. Then hours of manual operational work disappear. I love this because it proves that these custom agents aren't theoretical, pie-in-the-sky tech concepts that take a team of engineers 6 months to build. They're incredibly accessible. You can spin up an agent in 3 minutes right between your Zoom calls, and suddenly a massive chunk of your weekly manual operational work completely vanishes. No way around it. That's a real game changer.
Which brings us to our final section, doing your life's work.
We've talked about the tools, the AI agents, and the financial savings, but let's look at the real human impact here. Notion is the first workspace that actually does the work for you. In this environment, every single meeting is captured, transcribed, and summarized automatically. Every decision made is immediately used to take action. Every project gets tracked and kept up to date all by itself. Everyone can find instant answers without having to tap a colleague on the shoulder. It handles the mundane, so you don't have to.
So, I want to leave you with this final provocative thought. It's not just a question about software. It's really a question about your potential. If Notion does the busy work, what will you build with your life's work? When the tedious tracking, the endless searching, and the manual reporting are entirely taken off your plate, you get your time back. You get your creative energy back. Thank you so much for joining me on this explainer, and I really hope it inspires you to rethink exactly how you spend your time.